welcome to the channel, guys. I forgot to hit the button. Tonight, we're trying to catch up, basically. I have a tremendous amount of guitars here, and we kept saying we were going to do a live review every Thursday. Then something always comes up, and we talk about this, or we talk about that, or this little squirrel brain just forgets to do it. Tonight, we're going to go over the IP350 by IYV. If you're familiar with the channel, you know I picked this one up. I have not altered this guitar. Now, I will say that this guitar had a professional setup done at Shenandoah Music in Winchester, Virginia. The original owner purchased it and took it right to my friend. What's his name over there at Shenandoah, hon?
Brian.
Brian at Shenandoah Music. I think I've said this before. Even though I'm a tech, Brian is someone that I will take my guitars to. I bought a Fender FMT. I did not want to do a setup. I wanted to make sure my Fender FMT, brand new out of the box with the factory case, was perfect. And when I bought the guitar, I paid extra money to have Brian at the store set that guitar up, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful setup. So that gentleman also set this guitar up, come right from Amazon to the original owner's house, straight to Shenandoah Music. He set the guitar up. Now, I don't know whether the previous owner has altered it. I don't know. I just know Brian does good setups. So this guitar does play fantastic, but we want to do a review on it. It is getting towards that time of year where people are thinking about buying instruments. I know Firefly just did a big drop, okay? But this guitar has been on Amazon for 3 or 4 years now. It's consistent. So when I see a company consistently bring back a product, that means it's selling. People like it, okay? So I thought it was time for us to actually look at this guitar. Let's check it out, because Amazon really doesn't give too many specs on it. What's the neck radius? What's the scale length? What's the pickup output? How do the tuners feel? What's the general fit and finish? You get the gist of what this channel does. I am going to switch over to our other camera, and we're going to get down to actually reviewing this guitar. And our amp tonight is a THR-10 Mach 2. And I just turned that off. And yes, check this out, guys. Now you guys can't pick on me. And that's for you, Devastator, that said I had a table right there. Well, see, that table is still there, and I'm still not using it. This is my 2-speaker Celestion V30 cabinet, and it gets used more for a plant prop now than it does for a speaker cabinet, because it sits over there underneath the window. So I figured, instead of disgracing it, putting plants on it in front of the window, I figured I'd roll it over here and at least use it for a workbench. Okay, now that the funny part's over, like I said, this product is made by IYV. If I understand correctly, this product is made in Vietnam. And IYV does a lot of guitars for different companies. You may have heard of Scar My Guitar. His guitar is an IYV too. He imports it in, pulls the pickups out, puts his own pickups in it. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a Scar guitar. It is really just an IYV with different pickups. IYV builds to a certain point, okay? And that's what they do. Their factory is designed to do more of a budget style instrument. Larger manufacturers do shorter runs with them. So if the company wants to do a larger run, they're going to go to Cort or Sasmac, somebody like that, to do it. So IYV is kind of like the catch company. If the production run is too small, or you don't have a big enough name to do a small production run like that, they'll turn and go to IYV. I understand that they make pretty good products. I only have 3 of their products, and I will say the 3 products that I have, they do seem to be a nice product. Okay, I want to go over the general look of this guitar. Along with a lot of the budget guitars, they want it to look like something that you're familiar with. You can pretty much tell this guitar is designed to look more like a Paul Reed Smith. It's a Paul Reed Smith-ish looking guitar by the body shape. It is a set neck. Now looking at the set neck, since I'm right here, you'll notice this has got a pretty small shoulder on it right here. I do like that. Some of the set necks guitars, this shoulder will stick out further. They've actually pushed this into the body and pushed this shoulder back. So that's actually pretty nice. When you're playing it, where that shoulder sets, it's almost feels like a neck through, because you don't really pay attention too much to this little spot right here. I actually like that. There's a couple manufacturers doing that. It does have an arch top on it, so it's not a slab top body. It takes a little longer to do that. It's more machine time, and it definitely adds a lot of, we'll just say, niceness. It's got a shape. It's got a contour. The body has a nice contoured top to it. It really does. I was highly impressed when I first brought this guitar home at the attention to detail for this guitar. This is a $170 guitar. They have 2 models. They make it in black like this, and they actually make a gray burst. Okay. The other models they make have a wraparound bridge. So they only make this in 2 versions that string through body. That's in the black and the gray-black burst with the flame maple top. The cheaper ones do pay attention. It is a wraparound tailpiece on that guitar, so a little bit of difference. But it does show that those cheaper models do come with the same pickups. Those are, I've seen it as cheap as $134 for that guitar. This guitar, I think, was $168. We're just going to say $170. It bounces around. That's an incredible value for this guitar. So I know some of the other budget brands like Firefly and Leo James, their price points are really creeping up, guys. And I think we're forgetting about some of these other instruments that have been on Amazon that have a reputation. This guitar has been made for a while, and it's still coming way below the Firefly price point and at the lower tier of the Leo James stuff. So let's keep looking at it and see if that low price point comes at a cost. So I do like the flame maple top on it. I don't know if it's going to show that too well on it. It does have a little burst to it, but this is considered the black. But you can see it right here as I move that around. The other one, this is light gray, not black on black like that. It's very pretty. We do have furls right here, and the furls are staggered in 2 rows. So the first 3 set and then it pulls forward. That does change the feel of the string as you're playing it, this setback. And you notice this has quite a long pull, and it makes the guitar really easy to do bends. It's pretty sharp. The bridge, each saddle is adjustable. So looking at it back here, it has a C-clip. Sometimes that clip will be on the inside, like some of the Epiphone and Gibson ones, and they do cause problems. So they've captured that pin with a C-clip on the black here, and it's adjustable from the front side. Sometimes it's adjustable from the back. This one is adjustable from the front. And you have a screw right here, which adjusts the tailpiece down. And then this one right here locks it. So you unlock it, then you can put your screwdriver in and adjust your overall action height. And then this take this set, I guess it's like a nut. You bring this up and tighten it to the bottom of the bridge, and it prevents that screw from moving and doing a fake adjustment as the guitar, the resonation in the guitar will cause that to move. So it's pretty nice that they have done that. I have seen bridges where they don't do that, and it will fall on your settings a little bit. So that's pretty cool. Now these pickups are the Destiny CNC wound. I like the way they sound. I think they have a good sound. Looking at the pickup rings, of course we have a really short ring on this one, and the rear ring is taller. And the pickups do move. When I move this one back and forth, it always wants to return a little bit skewed to the front. The rear pickup, it does fall back to its center position, so that's good. And the rings fitting the body. The rings fit the body well. I don't see any gaps. It's nicely done. Exact same thing here with the inserts. I'm not seeing any cracks in the finish where they drove the insert in. It's nicely done. Looking at the back of the guitar, we have a tummy carve right here, and that's completely flat. Now here's our ferrules. Now feeling the ferrules, all 5 of these are completely flush, and our low E string is sticking out just a little bit, so it's not flush to the guitar. Our electronics cover plate, it's nice. It doesn't have any bounce. It does have 5 screws on it, and it's kind of a strange shape, but it does have 5 screws. Looking at our jack, the radius on the jack plate is pretty close to the body. It's not perfect. It's tight here, and there is just a fraction of a gap right there. And the jack is tight. When I plug the guitar in, it has a decent feel to it, and there's no jiggle. So our neck, this does have a high gloss neck on it. So if you don't like high gloss necks, this may not be the guitar for you. It is a high gloss. I don't sweat that much, and I don't play on stage anymore. But if you play on stage and you sweat and you know the high gloss necks get sticky, that's what this guitar has. And feeling it, I can feel that if you were sweating it, this is one of the necks that would get sticky. But it feels butter smooth. I don't feel anything weird like sanding errors. It has a nice feel to it. We also have a volute right here, like a little thumb stop. And feeling the rosewood fingerboard to the neck, I feel 0 transition. It's sanded in and done well. But I will say this. There's no finish on the top of the fingerboard, but if you look at the edge of the fingerboard, the finish goes right to that edge. So what they've done is when they masked this off, they did a light sanding. And when they clear coated right up to the top edge of that fingerboard. And this has been clear coated over the dots that are on the top. So that's what gives it that really, you cannot feel that transition, because they have sprayed the clear coat and polished and sanded all that to just a perfect finish right there. Feeling the edge of the frets. I don't feel any sharp fret ends. And this guitar has probably one of the more basic fret dressings. When I look at the edge of the fret, the half moon is very small. So all they've done is broken that edge at bare minimum. Okay? The frets, I'm not going to say they're shiny polished, but they're definitely polished. You can get this result using fret erasers. So whether or not it was actually polished, I don't know. It's more of like a matte versus a high sheen. But they all feel consistent. We do have placement dots on the top. And there's really no color in these. It just looks like a white plastic that they put in there. So it's not like abalone or anything fancy. Feeling our nut to the neck. I do feel the shoulder right here on the top. And it's noticeable. There's a good 1/2 millimeter there where I can feel that shoulder. And that edge is not broke. Feeling to see if it slipped? No. On this side, I still feel the shoulder, but it's not near as bad. This one up here is bad. That's at least a 1/2 millimeter. This one I can just barely feel it. But feeling the consistency around here, all this is very smooth. And playing this guitar, the tuning keys, there's a little bit of slump in them from where the tuner engages. I'm going to say the tuner will move about a 1/16 of an inch in stroke out on its edge before it feels like it's engaging. But the tuners feel smooth. I don't have an issue with the tuners. They do seem to hold tune, but I'm just pointing out there is just a little bit of slop in them, but they do feel smooth. They don't feel super cheap, I guess that's what I'm saying. They feel adequate, especially at this price point. Our truss rod cover only has one screw, and I guess that's Vietnamese writing there. They did not translate that to English. And I'm trying to look at anything else on it. Oh, we completely forgot about the little binding right here that goes around the guitar. I do not feel it. All this has been encapsulated in the clear coat. So going around the edge, the binding starts. It doesn't go all the way to the neck on here. It stops right there. Now this side goes to the neck pocket. It's nice and crisp. The only spot I see is right here in the corner, and that's where that edge is kind of sanded into the neck. So it has a slight radius to it. But all in all, it's really sharp and crisp. It's nicely done. Looking at it in the light, I'm not seeing any spots that's showing glue lines. It's nicely done. The finish on the guitar is a high polish. It's not the, super high-end polish. I do see orange peel in it, but it is still nicely done. Far better than I would expect at this price point. Okay, let's go to the first little option right here. Let's check out the pickups. These are the factory Destiny CNC wound pickups in this guitar. So let's see what they read. So let's turn the volume all the way up, tone all the way up. We are in the bridge position. And we are going to start out at 20k ohm. And it's quite hot. We're at 13.78 in the bridge position. 20k ohm. Inductance in Henrys is 7.10. Let's go to our center position. Center position on 20k ohms is 5.64. Our inductance or Henrys is at 3.14. Let's check our neck position. 20 kOhm. It's a pretty hot neck. 9.37. And our inductance is 5. I was going to say 20H. So it was, 4.995. So some surprising readings. I knew the bridge pickup was a little on the hot side just from playing it, but I'm surprised it reads that. That's pretty cool. Okay, since we're on the electronics part, I apologize, guys. Let's open it up and see what the factory wiring looks like in this guitar. And no, I have not opened this guitar up, so you will see it at the exact same time that I see it. The screws feel very secure. They don't, sometimes you'll unthread them and it feels like there's no resistance there, like they've been stripped. These actually have a little resistance to them. It feels good when you're unthreading it. This is our last screw. So it is hanging up. Looks like a boomerang. And we do have micro pots in here. And something I'm seeing I don't think I've ever seen before. I would have to do some more research, but it appears to have a solid rod coming through the guitar over here to the bridge, and they've soldered their ground wire to that. I don't think I've ever seen that. I moved it, and it is definitely a solid rod. We do have micro pots. Trying to see the manufacturer. They are 500K. And if you look right here, I'm pulling that out. The green and the white wire has been tied off. So if you wanted to put push-pull pots on this guitar, you could split the coils on these pickups. They are set up to do that. The solder joints, there's a lot of solder. There's quite a bit of solder in there. And the bottom of this route, I'm being picky, there is something very peculiar about the bottom of this route. I see that they had a floor, where the machine come down. Then they've went in and routed a little more for these, I guess, the potentiometers, so the shaft was long enough. But in the center, there's a chunk. At first I thought it was debris, but there's a big chunk that's actually setting out above the other route in there. So I'm going to say that the cavity routing on this is rough. And there's a center step down where the machine comes down. Whatever tool they're using, the head diameter is larger than the shaft, and there's an inset on the step down. And then it steps back out before it hits the bottom. It's It's quite peculiar. Um, I'm going to say that, you know, I get it. It's a price point guitar, but it's not cleanly routed. We do have shielding paint, shielding tape on this side, and this is painted black, but I don't see any bond locations, and I don't see where they came up and wrapped around this edge to make contact with this. So the odds of that up being shielding paint is probably 0. It's a little messy. But we are talking about a $170 guitar. And if this wasn't a live review, we could go to squirrel mode. Do I need to say it? Japanese industry standard screwdriver. Look into it. Your hardware will thank you. Especially when you get into the smaller ones, like here. There's a big difference between the JSI and the American number 1, number 2, and number 3. The American number 1 does not fit those well. Okay, let's tune it up. Now, I don't know what they did from the factory guys. I know that this guitar is actually tuned to a half step down. So we are going to have to retune the guitar to check the intonation. And this is probably a little redundant because the guitar had a setup done to it. But we'll go ahead and double check it. And I am just bringing it up a half step. Oh, wrong way. And if you're working on your own guitars, invest in a nice strobe tuner. It really does make all the difference in the world when you're setting up your intonation to have an accurate tuner. I believe Mike, he's probably in the chat right now, he posted a link on Discord for a small strobe tuner that just clips on the headstock. Seemed really interesting. Made by the same company, Peterson. I think that's going to be close enough. We can do micro adjustments as we go. So there's our E, a little on the sharp side. And you can see the slop. Watch when I take my hand. Watch the tuner. Watch the strobe on the tuner. You see that? That's how accurate that tuner is. Just by me touching the tuner and applying a little force, it changes the tune. That's the difference between a really high-end tuner and your average tuner. Don't think it's just this guitar. Start looking at your guitars, especially your budget guitars or your $700 and under guitars. You'd be surprised how many will do that. So there's our E. Let's check our E on the 12th. And it's a little sharp. just a little bit. First fretted note. It's a little sharp, but it's not bad. There's our A. A little sharp. A first fretted note. A little sharp. There it is. Just a little sharp. First fretted note on the D. Fraction sharp. See, that one's falling off a little bit. I would say a fraction sharp. First fretted note. Our G sharp is just a fraction sharp. That one's really, really good. There's our B. On the 12th. Just a fraction sharp. B first fretted note. Our C is just a fraction sharp. There's our high E. Alright. Just a fraction sharp. If you look, they're all pretty consistent on the rotation. First fretted note.
They can't see it.
Oh, they can't see it?
No.
Oh. I apologize, guys. Hold on 1 second. Well, you guys couldn't even see what I was talking about as far as the one string. So we'll go back and double check it. So there's our high E. You can see that's just a fraction sharp. First fretted note. And I'll go back real quick and double check. E. There, E is a little sharp. A. A's a little sharp. D. Our D's a little sharp. There's our G. A little sharp. There's our B. Just a fraction sharp. There's our E. E is pretty close. Now, what I was saying earlier, if you look at your E, I'm going to just grab the tuner here. Now look at the gauge. Now, as soon as I let go, see it? That's a sign of the slop I'm talking about. There it is without my finger on it. You can see how the rotation changes and it slows down as soon as I let go of it. All in all though, I do think the tuners are really good for this price point. The setup, I'm going to say, is good. It is on the sharp side. A lot of that, guys, when you're setting up intonation, when I see this, you'll see, well, it's not perfect. They're all a little sharp. If I see consistency, I'm okay with that. Especially with a tuner this sensitive. Because as you push down on the string, there's our E. I'm going to try to just barely push it. See? But if I really stab down on the string, I can make it go all the way a whole step up. You know, half step up. So as long as I see consistency there, maybe the person that set the guitar up had soft fingers, or he was told to set it up that way because he had a soft feel when he played, and the guitar was set up that way. And I'm just pushing a little too hard. Because if you look, most of them are about the exact same consistency on the rotation. So I'm going to say the setup is pretty decent. It's kind of redundant because this guitar was set up by a professional at Shandor Music. Let's take a look at our action height, the way it's set up. On the 12th, I'm going to say we have 057. On the high E, I'm going to say we have 05, maybe 2. In metric, I'm going to say we have like 1.3, give or take, on the low E. And on the high E, I'm going to say it's pretty much right on 1.25. So the action on this guitar is extremely playable. And the gauges that I like using, I know they're a little more, but they come with these nice little leather packaging. It's made by Fret Guru. No, I'm not only not a guitar snob as far as brands, I'm not a tool snob either. If someone makes a good tool and gives me nice little things to keep the tool nice in, I'll pay a couple extra dollars for it. I really will. So, Fret Guru, it's some of the best ones I've seen. It actually has little notches here where you can check your height of your frets. It's got all your different measurements and gauges all the way around. And then it has your charts on the back. Both gauges are the exact same way. I do like these. Just pointing it out. This particular tool that I use, this one, I know you guys are going to laugh. What is this? This is a 0.7 millimeter made by Align. Okay, let's check the relief. So I'm not sure what this would be. You know what, guys? This is probably a 25-inch scale length. And I do not have that gauge up here. I do have a 25. So we are going to have to look down it and do the finger version. Yeah, this neck is perfectly straight. It's perfectly straight. Again, really good setup. Okay. We're going to check it with a fret rocker because when I asked the guy, he just did a basic setup on it, so he would not have corrected any of the frets on the guitar. So let's look at the fretwork. And right there, 3rd fret, right below the B string. I don't know if you can hear that. And so right below the B all the way down. Now the big thing is when you move up one, does it still rock? No, it does not. So that is a high fret. And again, 4th fret right above the B string. So when I'm moving it back to double check it, it doesn't rock, and it rocks here. So 4th fret above the B, all the way up to the E. That's just a little bit of a rock, but it is there. And I'm moving it back and forth. You can hear it clicking. And 5th fret below the E, there's a rock. All these are very, very slight. Above the E, it's gone. Just a little bit. And it disappears under the B. Again, if I slide it forward, it's rocking here, but if I slide it up right where that's rocking, it's solid here. If it's rocking here and I slide back, it's solid there. So I don't think this is probably my first guitar that I've seen them back to back like that, just in different spots of the fret. So far it's not showing a low fret though. Right below the A string, just a little bit. And it keeps going down past our D. And again, another spot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th fret above the E, above the A, D, G, almost the entire fret it is not rocking below the high E. Thirteenth fret above the B, all the way up to dead center of the neck, then it's solid there. Below the A, 18th fret, to the center. Nineteenth fret above the E, just a little bit. All these spots, guys, are, I'm not going to say they're, an average tech would see them, but they're not bad. But they are there. It's, when I see a guitar doing this one's bad all the way up. All the way up below the A. When I see a guitar doing this is telling me most likely whoever dressed the frets, crowned the frets, didn't pay attention to their line that they marked in the center of the fret, and they just removed a little bit too much material, because it is very, very close. And that can come from just inexperience or rushing. It's like 20th fret below the high E. Again, it's not a bad spot, it's just, but it is rocking. Again, above the D, I'm going to move it forward. Uh-oh. Okay, that is a high fret. Thought we had a low one. That's what I'm feeling here, that it is very close. It was just rushed through. I would probably say in the crowning process. Again, this is the 22nd fret above the B. Again, it's just barely rocking. And it continues to the bottom of the D. And again above the A, then disappears. Again, moving the fret rocker up and then back the 23rd fret above the B. There's a little spot right there. No, above the E, sorry. So it seems to be pretty consistent. Is it horrible? It's not horrible. All those spots had just rocked a little bit. There's just a lot of them. So how do I feel about it at this price point? I'm going to say it's okay, because it's a $170 guitar and the guitar does play good. I'm going to say what transpired was when they marked the frets, when they leveled them, crowned the frets, they were just a little too aggressive. And a couple of these frets they got down just a little bit too much. But none of them are really, really bad. This is a guitar that I wouldn't fix. I wouldn't. You're going to spend more time fret kissering, doing a fret kisser on all those different spots. It's okay to do one or two spots. But when you have 7, 8, 9 different spots across the fretboard that you're going in with a fret leveling or a kisser tool, you're altering your spot leveling. I'll do 2 or 3 spots. You get into 5 or 6 spots, you might be causing more issues, if that makes sense. It's a great tool. I think when you use it properly, I think it addresses 1 or 2 frets here or there. This guitar here, I don't think I would do that. If someone wanted something done to it, I would do a extremely light level, and it wouldn't take much. And then I would be very careful when I sharpied my top of my frets and recrowned them to make sure I was right. It wouldn't take much. You're not going to remove that much material off these frets, because it is very close. So would I mess with it? No, I'm not going to mess with this guitar. It's close enough, if that makes sense. And if you purchased one, it's kind of up to you. If you're getting this exact same result, it wouldn't take much work to get this thing to really be right on. There's no low frets. So they haven't really cut into one fret to where you really got to grind these down, if that makes sense. I don't want anyone to say, well, Avery's really picky over here and he's not there. I try to give you the information. And then I try to give you, if it was my guitar, what I would do with it. And I always qualify something, okay? What did I pay for it, okay? And how bad is it? Even if this guitar was a $900 guitar, I don't still think I would do anything with these frets. At that price point, I would be a little more picky and concerned that I'm seeing so many spots, if that makes sense. So is it perfect? No, it is not perfect. But it is done well for this price point. I was going to say done well, but more than 3 or 4 on that, I can't say it's done well. It's done well at this price point because the guitar does play well and none of them are horrible. Okay, guys, before we plug in this guitar in and listen to it, we're going to take a 5-minute break. This also allows you, the viewer, to post some questions. Is there something on this guitar that you want to know since it's on the workbench that we can measure? The only thing that I can think of that we've missed that just hit my little squirrel brain is the radius of the neck. So when we come back, we'll check the radius on the neck and then we'll plug it in. Unless someone posts something saying, Avery, can you please give me this information on the neck, or the tuning keys or something else. And also during the break, I'll think and see if we missed anything other than that as well. So go grab yourself something to drink, some victuals. And if you're new here, you did not have to be subscribed to post. I want you to come in and talk to the people, the great people that come and watch these shows. We want to know about budget guitars, medium price guitars, high-end guitars. We want to know what our dollar is buying us, okay? And that's what this channel's about. It's no BS. This is what is in front of me, and I'm telling you what's in front of me. Then you make the decision whether or not the asking price of this guitar fits your needs. All right, guys, please post below, hit the like, and I do want your subscription, but I'm not forcing you to chat and join in and be part of the party. All right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Okay, guys. I'm going to make sure everything's still working. I see we have our long lost moderator, Mike, in the group. Mike, please get a link to the Discord. Devastator's going to post it. Please, please, please go get on our Discord server. We would really, really love your input, whether it comes to amplifiers or guitars or anything like that. Plus, I kind of miss talking to you. So everything happens on Discord now. We're not using Skype like we used to. Discord is a spot for the community to come together and share knowledge, whether it's guitar, wiring, setups, new stuff that hits the market. And in your case, all your amplifier and pedal building knowledge. If you guys don't know it, Mike builds some kick butt one-off custom pedals. But you did not hear that from me because I think he's kind of busy. But he does make an awesome pedal. Okay, things that I definitely want to check, and we're going to have to retune this guitar again because I have a squirrel brain and I didn't think about it. We want to get some measurements on this neck because our goal here is to do the absolute best reviews on YouTube. That's my goal. And I hope that someday this channel will achieve that. We always strive to be the best. And believe me, there are some really good review channels on YouTube. Those are the channels we like to align ourselves with. We're not a demo channel here. I'm not going to take this guitar and tell you how great it is, put up an Amazon link, and chug on it for 30 minutes and say it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm going to tell you what the guitar in front of me is, my basic opinion, and then let you make the decision on whether or not it's worth the asking price. So for you to have information on whether or not this is a guitar for you, this is something that I believe you need to know. The width of the neck and the thickness of the neck. All the other information is already in the video, but this will give you an idea. Maybe it's too wide, maybe the neck is too thick, you like a thinner neck or you like a thicker neck. All I can tell you is, when I play this guitar, it feels good to me. At the nut, we have 42.62 millimeters, and we're going to convert that to inches. That's 1.678 inches. If you notice, I always go back to 0, make sure the caliber is still zeroed. Now I'm going to go to the 12th. At the 12th, we have, well, I'm going to start in metric first, 52.96 millimeters. And in inches, that's 2.085. And at our very last fret, our 24th fret, we have 57.39, which translates to 2.259. Our string spacing, .15, and that's kind of hard, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say it's actually right there, 10.62. So I'm going to say it's 10.5. That's a pretty standard spacing on the strings. Now I'm going to kick the guitar out a little bit, and we're going to measure the thickness of the neck under the first fret. We have 22.22. So it does have a little thickness. I'm going to scoot the guitar out and we're going to check it at the 12th. .09 millimeters. So it is definitely not an Ibanez Wizard neck. Is that chunky? You know, when I'm playing the guitar, we're caught on my piece here. When I'm playing the guitar, I can feel that it has a little mass to it, but it doesn't feel overly chunky, if that makes sense. It's a nice feeling neck. So let's tighten up the strings on it one more time. You know, when we look at budget guitars, we try to find a budget guitar that we really don't have to do anything to. That's the best budget guitar. One that you can just buy and play. At this price point though, if you bought this guitar, you could definitely put pickups in it and put tuning keys on it and still be under $250. And that's not using cheap stuff. You could put a nice set of pickups in it, and you could put nice set of tuners on it for $70. You really could. Cash makes some pretty nice tuners that you can get for like $35. And I believe Guitar Heads is one of my favorite tuners, pickups that you can use. That's not going to inflate the price. We just did a Firefly and we put some Guitar Head pickups in. Pretty nice pickups. So those are $60, $50 if you get the Z-Buckers. And if I was going to change these pickups in this guitar, I would do the Z-Buckers. It's more of a traditional PAF pickup. But I think the pickups in this guitar sound pretty good. And I did show you the little bit of slop that's in the tuners. Now I'm just going to kind of stretch the strings out a little bit, guys. And I have not played today, so my fingers are very stiff. And I'm still recovering from my injury. So we're not going to go overly crazy playing. I'm going to say that these tuners feel about like they're 16-1, something like that.
Annoying critic said frets okay.
We just did the frets before the break. There are a lot. There's probably 9 or 10 spots in the frets. But none of those spots are really, really bad. It just barely rocks. But there's a lot of them. I think I made the comment was, I think they did a decent job leveling the frets. It seems like a crowning error from the factory. That's usually what causes that when you have multiple spots all over the neck. That's just barely rocking. It's something in the polishing or the crowning of the fret from the factory. But none of the spots are really, really bad. What I said was at this price point, it's acceptable. I think that many spots, anything over $400, I would start to kind of raise the eyebrow on. If you wanted a perfect guitar, none of them are so bad where if you did do a fret level on it, you're not going to have to remove that much material at all to get this neck in a perfect condition. But there are a lot of spots across the neck. We are about honesty here, and my honest opinion is the guitar plays fine. If you're slamming the action on this guitar is actually pretty low too, and it's not causing a problem. Personally, I wouldn't fix it, but I am pointing out that it's a fast guitar. It was done fast. And I think that error come from whoever at the factory crowned the frets, did it fast, and just went through the mark when you take the Sharpie across it. I think the 8 threw it in a couple spots. All right, our amp of choice. It is Linnell's THR10 Mach 2. Great little amplifier. They're about 329 bucks. The amplifier really impresses me. So what we're using is that amp, and we're coming right out of the headphone jack right into our interface. And we're a little loud, so I'm going to turn the master back. So this is our bridge position. I'm just going to play some open chords. Center position. That's got a nice sound right there. Just the neck. Sounds nice. Now what we want to do is I want to check how even the volume and the tone works. So the volume works all the way to the end. And you can tell there is no tone bleed circuit. What's that?
Does that guitar have a volume tone with a 3-way switch?
It's just one volume, one tone, and a 3-way switch. So we can definitely tell there is no tone bleed. And we didn't see one when we opened up the electronics. And you can tell if I roll that back, you'll tell that it loses a little bit of the treble. All right, checking our tone. And you can tell it gets quite dark and really loses a lot of gain. That's all the way down. But it does seem to have an even flow. So I'm going to say they both have an even flow, but that's how they work. It gets quite dark. Now everyone knows on a guitar like this, on the bridge and clean, I do like to roll the tone back just a little bit. So that's our difference. Tone all the way up. So roll the tone back just a little bit. We're going to take some of the reverb out. Now you can hear the gain. This is, the neck pickup was quite hot. You'll have to go back and look at the testing. I think it was like 13K. You can hear it in the clean. It's got a little dirt in it. Let's go up to our middle position. I'm going to roll the tone all the way up. The middle position sounds awesome. Up to our neck. It's got a good sound. We're going to stay in our neck position. Into our center position. Sounds good. Now I'm going to leave the tone all the way up on the bridge. If you take that tone and you roll it back a little bit, I think it makes a big difference. I think this guitar is kind of set up to kind of give you a little bit of a mean sound with the bridge. And when you put it in the center position and neck position, you could do the more open, clean sounds. To me, that's what I'm hearing in my ear. It makes it very versatile. And you still have that bright neck, bright bridge pickup that'll really cut through the mix when you add some distortion to it. So let's go up to the crunch channel. Center position. neck position. Back down to our bridge. Their pickets are quite dynamic. If you dig into them, you get some distortion, you lighten up, they clean up. Up to our neck position. Sound pretty good. Let's go up to our lead channel, a little bit more gain. Something that might do well on this one. Center position. Up to our neck position. And up to my favorite channel, which is high gain. And you can tell I always have to change my output on my amplifier on this one on the special channel. Wow, that's loud. They sound mean with some high gain on them. Center position. Up to our neck position. And someone asked if it would chug. I think it chugs pretty good. Okay. Here comes the part of the channel that I think everyone needs to participate in. Not only does the chat really help, but the channel's about product information. So if you've bought one of these guitars, okay, I need you to post down below, tell me how your experience was. When you got it from Amazon, when it showed up, what did the box look like? Was it delivered properly? Was it set up properly? Did you have a similar experience? Did you get a good guitar for $160. I'd say this is a really good guitar for $160. I'm going to put this. I've reviewed some Garotes that were at the 150 price range. I did a West Creek double cut P90 guitar that was in this price range. As far as guitars that we've reviewed at this price point, I'm going to put this one at the best one. It plays really good. It feels good in your hands. It has a lot of character with this arch top. It doesn't look like they skimped on anything. It's got a nice binding. It's got a rosewood neck. The tuners are decent. It plays nice. The pickups are decent. It's a $170 guitar. I think it leans itself more towards either like a clean sound in the center position and neck and more dirt. It seems to, in my opinion, maybe I hear something different than what you guys hear. Everyone's opinion on tone and stuff like that's different. In my opinion, in mid-gain section, it's a little bright and tinny on the bridge, but that lends well to the grunge and higher gain stuff. And I think it's a little flobby in the neck in high gain, but it sounds good and clean. That's why I say it's a guitar that'll do a little bit of both. If you want something that's going to do some clean, it can do some really nice, clean, deep tone sounds like you heard, but yet also go to the other end of the spectrum. There's always a give-take relationship, if that makes sense. So hopefully I did enough on the demo that if these are the sounds that you like and think this might be an instrument, I think it can do a little bit of everything, if that makes sense. If you had a completely different experience and you bought one of these guitars and it just come horribly set up, it was dinged, dented, and whatever it may be, I need to hear from you as well. The more people that post about this product, the more information is there for others that are thinking about purchasing the guitar. That's why I started this channel.
You have questions on Discord.
Okay, we are doing a separate live show after this one, guys. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do live reviews, and then if there's enough time, we'll end the live review and do our standard. I got some other stuff I want to talk to you guys about anyway. And if you're not familiar and you're watching a month or 2 months down the road, we do live shows every Thursday and Saturday. Okay, sometimes it's review shows, sometimes it's just gear talk, and then sometimes it's just hangout talk. So I would love for you to come out and check out some of our live streams, and then go to the main channel and check out, we look today, this will be our 67th guitar review here on YouTube. And it could be 68 because I haven't actually went through them all, but I did alter the playlists today. So if you go under guitar reviews, there's a ton of information on this channel. And that information is just me tearing the guitar apart, telling you what the specs are and what I see. And then all the posts underneath are people that have bought the guitar, thinking about buying the guitar, questions and answers. That's what it's about. I want the channel to be about product information and not Amazon links and kickback money. This show is sponsored and brought to you by you, the viewer. People that come here and hang out during the live give super chats, and that is what funds the channel. YouTube ads don't really pay it. If you notice, there's no ads. Ads will not be turned on this review until the chat window comes up on YouTube, which usually takes a day or two. Then, if you're watching this later, yes, there are ads. I want to thank everyone for coming and watching this live review on this IYV. We do have 2 more IYVs to review. We have an IYV neck through that has the Tree of Life on it. Much heavier guitar than this. Oh, that reminds me, we did not do the weight on this guitar. Real quick, guys, I definitely want to be thorough. See, guys, you guys didn't even call me out on the weight. You guys are supposed to be the critics. You're supposed to say, Avery did not give us weights on that guitar. Remember what I said, we're trying to be the best on YouTube with all the information. This guitar is coming in at 7 pounds, 7.8 ounces. And in grams, that's 3,374 grams. So now I think we have 100% covered everything on this guitar. Before you leave, please hit the like button and please consider subscribing. You did not have to be a subscriber to chat, but I'm asking you for your subscription. We are trying to grow the channel. So guys, give me about 10 minutes and I'm going to reset up OBS and we're going to do our standard live show. We'll go to OBS in Discord and look at your all's questions, and I have some stuff to show you. So thanks very much for tuning in. We are going to do our 5-minute ending window just because it's gives me a little time to reorganize as well. Thank you so much.